Hi aspirants, my name is Ritesh Shukla and this is my congenial page which you can like or subscribe to my YouTube channel by the same name Congenial. I am presenting before you International Organization Governing Body section. I will be telling you all about international organization because recently UPSC has been asking different questions on international organizations. This is an infographic of United Nations. Students, conferences, diplomats, simulated sessions, international issues, world problem resolutions. These all are feature to United Nations. So today we will be understanding what are international organizations and what actually governing bodies are. So first of all, we need to understand why why is there need of international governing bodies. Why is there need of international governing bodies when every country has their own government? If there are government, there are sovereign countries in the world. Why world needs international organization or international governing bodies? The main answer to this question is mainly lied in history because after World War II, these organizations started to gain acceleration. So mainly answer to this question will be unless and until a colloquial conversation wasn't established between parties who were in vehement support of establishment of an order. After World War II, these governing bodies were non-existent, but to establish world order and reduce tensions between hostile nations through dialogue, these governing bodies, with the assistance of like-minded countries, were established. What one would understand with like-minded countries? The countries which do not wanted to have war as World War II ended. They never wanted to make a World War III because they already saw the consequence of World War II. What is an order? That is the main question which many would want an answer to. So, actually, order is a system controlling events in the world. Especially, it's a set of arrangement established internationally for preserving global political stability. So, a world order has to be established. For that, you need international organization. Now, let's start with all the organizations which play vital role in influencing countries to harmonize relation in between them. So first one is United Nations, other is World Bank, then International Monetary Fund, World Trade Organization, Food Agriculture Organization, International Organization for Migration, International Telecommunication Union, International Atomic Energy Agency, International Maritime Organization. This is a World Economic Freedom Chart which portrays index where countries have been rated on the basis of standard of living, their earning, and the migration which take place in each countries. So this is a method to calculate economic freedom in all the countries. Next organization here is World Meteorological Organization, International Committee for Red Cross, Interpol, International Finance Corporation, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. This chart shows us attitudes toward climate change and different aspects of it through graph. Let's start with United Nations. This whole explanation has been divided into four categories. One is when the organization appeared, other is what it does to stay relevant, in what all countries it functions, and has it been in use in India. So when United Nations appeared first, the United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945, representation of 50 countries in San Francisco led to its formation. Charter was signed on 26 June 1945 by 50 countries. Officially came into existence on 24th October, which is also celebrated as World UN Day, with signing of China, US, France, UK, and Russia. These five countries are also permanent member of United Nations Security Council. It is currently made up of 193 member states. The mission and work of the United Nations are guided by the purposes and principles contained in its founding charter. What it does to stay relevant. The United Nations can take action on the issues confronting humanity in the 21st century, such as peace and security, climate change, sustainable development, human rights, disarmament, terrorism, humanitarian and health emergencies, gender equality, governance, food production, and plenty more. In what all countries it functions. From all of 196 nations known in the world, 193 nations are members of the United Nations, and it has influence over all of its members by active participation. The three nations which are not member of United Nations are Taiwan, Palestine, and Holy See. Holy See is actually government which runs in Vatican City. So has it been in use in India? Yes, it has been in use in India plenty of time. India was one from among the 51 member countries who ratified founding charter of UN. UN in several current news could be found in assisting acting in India. SDGs have been set out by UN 17-point agenda which is being implemented and carried upon. UN keeps a check by releasing data time to time. Another influential organization, World Bank. When it appeared first, it was founded as International Bank for Reconstruction and Development in 1944, which later on was called World Bank. With foundation of IFC, IDA, it tried to lend loans to private institutions from developing countries. Now what it does to stay relevant. World Bank has two goals: ending poverty by decreasing the percentage of people below $1.90 a day, promote shared prosperity by fostering income growth for bottom 40% for every country. It comprises of five institutions: International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, International Finance Corporation, International Development Association, Multilateral Institute Investment Guarantee Agency (MIGA), ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. These five institutions comprise and make World Bank. In what all countries does it functions? World Bank works as a cooperative bank with 189 countries being its member. To become a member of the bank under the IBRD Article of Agreement, a country must first join the International Monetary Fund. Membership in the IDA, IFC, and MIGA are conditional membership in IBRD. Has it been in news in India? Yes. Recently, World Bank has provided $600 million to Jharkhand for four of its projects regarding infrastructure development. International Monetary Fund. The IMF, also known as the fund, was conceived at a UN conference in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, United States in July 1944. The 44 countries at that conference sought to build a framework for economic cooperation to avoid repetition of the competitive devaluation that had contributed to the Great Depression of the 1930s. The IMF's fundamental mission is to ensure the stability of the international monetary system. It does so in three ways: keeping track of the global economy and the economies of member countries, lending to countries with balance of payment difficulties, and giving practical help to members. In what all countries does it functions? The International Monetary Fund is an organization of 189 countries. It publishes World Economic Outlook for member countries and world. It also publishes Global Financial Report. IMF frequently forecast GDP for India. This time it stated 7.2% will remain to be GDP after demonetization mammoth, which was unleashed on November 8. So there have been instances where people confuse IMF with World Bank. IMF exists primarily to stabilize exchange rate, while the World Bank's goal is to reduce poverty. Although both organizations were established as part of Bretton Woods Agreement in 1944, but IMF promotes monetary cooperation internationally and offers advice and assistance to facilitate building and maintaining countries' economy. Whereas World Bank assistance is typically long term, funded by countries that are members of the bank through the issuing of bonds. So these two are basic difference between International Monetary Fund and World Bank. World Trade Organization. When it appeared first, the World Trade Organization came into being in 1995. The WTO Secretariat, based in Geneva, is one of the youngest of international organizations. The WTO is successor to the General Agreement on Tariff and Trade (GATT), which was earlier known as. It was established in the wake of Second World War. What it does to stay relevant. The WTO operates a global system of trade rule. It acts as a forum for negotiating trade agreement. It settles trade dispute between its member and it supports the need of developing countries. All major decisions are made by WTO members either by ministers or by the ambassadors or delegates. Aspirants, you would have at different times, many a times, you would have heard about finance minister being visiting World Trade Organization and with the assistance of RBI governors. So there have been instances when representatives from nation visit these organizations for every 2 years. So in what all countries does it functions? The WTO is about 160 members, accounting for about 95% of world trade. Around 25 others are negotiating membership. Has it been in use in India? WTO adopted a declaration on cotton in 2015, a very important news, to which India objected regarding the abolishment of export subsidies for farm exports and measures related to it. The tussle was negotiated by Indian authorities, putting up and respecting early decision taken in Doha round. Food Agricultural Association. When it appeared first, in 1943-44 government at Virginia, United States, committed themselves to finding a permanent organization for food and agriculture. First session of FAO conference, Quebec City, Canada, establishes FAO as specialized United Nations agency. Its headquarters are at Palazzo, Rome, Italy. What it does to stay relevant. Three main goals are the eradication of hunger, food insecurity, and malnutrition, the elimination of poverty, and the driving forward of economic and social progress for all, and the sustainable management and utilization of natural resources, including land, water, air, climate, and genetic resources for the benefit of present and future generations. In what countries does it functions? It has 194 members, 2 associate members and 1 member organization, including European Union. Liechtenstein, despite being member to UN, is not a member state of FAO. Has it been in use in India? FAO, in collaboration with Indian Council of Agricultural Research, organized a meeting at Kolkata, India on 7-8 March 2017 and facilitated establishment of a national network of veterinary laboratories for antimicrobial resistance in India. Provisionally, the network has been named as Indian Network of Fishery and Animals Antimicrobial Resistance. International Organization for Migration. When it appeared first, established in 1951, IOM is the leading intergovernmental organization in the field of migration and works closely with governmental, intergovernmental, and non-governmental partners. Its headquarters is at Geneva, Switzerland. What it does to stay relevant, IOM works to help ensure the orderly and humane management of migration, to promote international cooperation on migration issues, to assist in the search of practical solutions to migration problem and to provide humanitarian assistance to migrants in need, including refugees and internally displaced people. Four broad areas where it works are migration, development, facilitating migration, regulating migration, forced migration. In what countries it functions? With 166 member states, a further 8 states holding observer status and offices in over 100 countries. IOM is dedicated to promoting humane and orderly migration for the benefit of all. It does so by providing services and advice to government and migrants. Has it been in use in India? IOM is participated in a conference on labor migration organized by the state government of Telangana through the Telangana Overseas Manpower Company Limited in India. Participants discussed a sustainable strategy for safe and orderly migration. International Telecommunication Union. When it appeared first, ITU was founded in Paris in 1865 as the International Telegraph Union. It took its present name in 1934 and in 1947 became Specialized Agency of the United Nations. About International Telecommunication Union, it was established after wireless telegraphy was introduced, in which one of the Indian Jagdish Chandra Bose was also involved. What it does to be relevant? ITU has three main areas of activity organized in sectors which work through conferences and meetings: radio communications, standardization, development. In what countries it functions? ITU currently has a membership of 193 countries and almost 800 private sector entities and academic institutions. ITU is headquartered in Geneva. Switzerland, and has 12 regional and area offices around the world. Has it been in use in India? Yes, it has been advising on usages of spectrum, cybersecurity technologies, and making a report on where countries, including India, stand in telecommunication. International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA was created in 1957 in response to the deep fears and expectations generated by discoveries and diverse uses of nuclear technology. The agency's genesis was US President Eisenhower's Atoms for Peace address to the General Assembly of the United Nations on 8 December 1953. Its headquarters are at Vienna, Austria. What is thus to be relevant? IAEA was created with a vision to harness the power of the atom for the benefit of humankind. It works with partners across the globe to help countries use nuclear science and technology to meet development challenges. In what country does it function? It has a total of 168 members. IAEA works in close partnership with member states, United Nations agencies, research organizations, and civil society to maximize the contribution of nuclear science and technology to the achievement of development priorities. Has it been in use in India? Yes, it monitors projects which have started in India with the use of nuclear energy. Recently, its director applauded India for keeping nuclear science away from making weapons. Director visited Kudankulam nuclear power plant. International Maritime Organization. When it appeared first in 1948, an international conference in Geneva adopted a convention formally establishing IMO. The original name was the Intergovernmental Maritime Consultative Organization or IMCO, but the name was changed in 1982 to IMO. The IMO convention entered into force in 1958 and the new organization met for the first time the following year. What it does to stay relevant? It provides machinery for cooperation among government in the field of governmental regulation and practices relating to technical matter of all kinds affecting shipping engaged in the international trade to encourage and facilitate general adoption of the highest practicable standard in matter concerning maritime safety, efficiency of navigation, and prevention and control of marine pollution from ships. In what countries it functions? IMO currently has 172 member states and 3 associate members. Has it been in use in India? Recently in November, Captain Radhika Menon, the first female captain in the Indian Merchant Navy, became the first female to receive IMO award for exceptional bravery at sea, which is conferred on to her by IMO. World Meteorological Organization. When it appeared first, International Meteorological Organization was founded in 1873 during the Vienna Congress to facilitate exchange of weather information across national borders. It remained in operation until 1950 when IMO formally became the World Meteorological Organization. The establishment of the World Meteorological Organization in March 1950 following the entry into force of its convention and the designation of WMO 1951 as a specialized agency of the United Nations. What it does to stay relevant? It works toward establishment of network of observational stations to provide weather, climate and water related data, maintenance of data management centers and telecommunication system for the provision and rapid exchange of weather, climate and water related data, observation and monitoring in order to ensure adequate uniformity in the practices and the procedures employed worldwide and thereby ascertain the homogeneity of data and statistics, the coordination of research and training in meteorology and related fields. In what countries it functions? WMO is a specialized agency of the United Nations with 191 member states and territories. Has it been in use in India? WMO warned India regarding continuous and larger heat waves this year. Also said because of later La Nina event, India may face normal monsoon this year. International Committee for Red Cross. It appeared first in 1863. What was to become the International Committee of the Red Cross met for the first time in February 1863 in Geneva, Switzerland. Among its 5 members was a local man named Henry Dunant, who the year before had published a crusading book, A Souvenir of Solferino, calling for improved care of wounded soldiers in wartime. Its headquarters are at Geneva, Switzerland. What it does to stay relevant. ICRC mainly help victims of war-torn nations. Also, it provide help to those victims who get injured in some catastrophic disaster by natural calamity. It pursues humanitarian diplomacy by coping nations who have influenced by generating peaceful environment for a better world. It is present in all the continents, but it concentrates more on nations which are affected by war, like Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, Chad, Somalia, Kenya, Yemen, South Sudan. Has it been in use in India? ICRC's New Delhi delegation promotes international humanitarian law region-wide and visits people detained in connection with the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Interpol. Interpol was born in 1914 and the first International Criminal Police Congress held in Monaco. Officially created in 1923 as the International Criminal Police Commission, the organization became known as Interpol in 1956. What it does to stay relevant. Its role is to enable police around the world to work together to make the world a safer place. Its high-tech infrastructure, technical and operational support helps meet the growing challenge of fighting crime in the 21st century, preventing and fighting crime through enhanced cooperation and innovation on police and security matters. In what countries it functions? Interpol is world's largest international police organization with 190 member countries, each country represented by a national central bureau and committed on a daily basis to international police cooperation. Has it been in news in India? Interpol has worked closely with India investigating agencies on different cases. Recently, a red corner notice was requested by the NIA for controversial preacher Zakir Naik as he escaped from India defying inquiry. International Finance Corporation. When it appeared first, the IFC is a member of World Bank Group, as I said in the earlier part of the World Bank, and is headquartered in Washington DC, United States. It was established in 1956 as a private sector arm of the World Bank Group to advance economic development by investing in strictly for profit and commercial projects that purport to reduce poverty and promote development. What it does to stay relevant. It works with the private sector in developing countries to create markets that open up opportunities to all. It is a provider and mobilizer of scarce capital, knowledge, and long-term partnership that can help address critical constraints in areas such as finance, infrastructure, employee skills, and regulatory environment. In what countries it functions? IFC is owned by 184 member countries, a group that collectively determine its policies. Through a board of governors and board of directors, member countries guide IFC's program and activities. Has it been in use in India? IFC has a total India exposure of under $5 billion, nearly a tenth of its committed global portfolio. During the 12-month period ended on 30 June 2016, IFC's portfolio in India rose by $187 billion. This will show you how IFC bullish on India. India is the most favored destination for investment by International Finance Corporation. Top 5 countries in terms of IFC's exposure. The top place has been occupied by India, followed by Turkey, China, Brazil, Nigeria. Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. Organization for European Economic Cooperation was established in 1948 to run the US Financial Marshall Plan for reconstruction of a continent ravaged by war. Canada and the US joined OEEC members in signing the new OECD Convention on 14 December 1960. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development was officially born on 30 September 1961 when the convention entered into force. What it does to stay relevant? OECD's work is based on continued monitoring of events in member countries as well as outside OECD area and includes regular projections of short and medium term economic developments. 35 member countries span the globe from North and South America to Europe and Asia Pacific. They include many of the world's most advanced countries, but also emerging countries like Mexico, Chile, and Turkey. Has it been in news in India? Yes, it has been. The latest OECD Economic Survey of India published by OECD finds the acceleration of structural reform and the move toward a rule-based macroeconomic policy framework are sustaining the country's long-standing rapid economic expansion. It hails India's recent growth rates of more than 7% annually as the strongest among G20 countries. India is one of the OECD's five key partners with Brazil, China, Indonesia, and South Africa. India is not a member of OECD but a key partner. So finally we have completed this section of governing bodies. Later on I will produce one more video over international organization, and thank you all for listening to this video.